Millions of viewers watched in awe as Ian Roussel's gifted hands transformed piles of rusted scrap metal into extraordinary creations, redefining the culture of handcrafted custom cars on television around the world.
And then try to finish up the back of this roof line. Got a couple ideas, got an awesome set of tools. I think I can fix it.
Then, at the height of his success, Ian Roussel suddenly disappeared. The cameras stopped rolling and the screen went dark. There was no scandal, no farewell announcement.
Why was Full Custom Garage canceled? In fact, it wasn't canceled. I quit. I said I've had enough.
The hit show came to an unexpected end. The legendary Desert Ranch shop closed its doors, leaving countless questions unanswered. What truth lay behind the talented fabricator's surprising decision? Did he truly walk away? Or was he quietly preparing for an even more remarkable new chapter? Let's take a closer look at the unexpected journey of Ian Roussel.
My first memory was pulling up the driveway for the first time when I'd never even owned the place or had seen it be still. I knew I was in the right spot.
Ian Roussel built his reputation as one of the most distinctive custom car builders on American television. When Full Custom Garage premiered on MAV-TV in 2014, the series quickly attracted viewers by focusing on the creative process rather than simply showcasing finished vehicles. It later moved to Motor Trend, reaching a larger audience and maintaining its popularity for about 9 seasons.
Let me lay that hood on top, take a look. The thing I'm really concerned with is this height, right? I don't want it to look broken. I don't want it to look just, it's gotta flow.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Holy, what do you got?
Nothing.
From the very first episodes, Ian Roussel stood out with his unique approach to fabrication. Instead of beginning with detailed engineering drawings or modern design software, he often developed ideas as he worked. Old steel panels used automotive parts and materials that appeared to have no value were selected, cut-shaped, and welded into completely original vehicles. One of Ian's defining characteristics was treating every vehicle as a metal sculpture. He never limited himself to one type of vehicle or a fixed formula. Every project featured its own proportions, purpose, and design. That approach kept Full Custom Garage fresh across multiple seasons while establishing a style that audiences immediately recognized as Ian Roussel's work. Throughout the series, several builds became defining milestones in Ian's career. One of the most memorable was Space Junkie, a vehicle inspired by science fiction with a structure unlike traditional hot rods. Another standout was Boat Car, a custom build that blended the appearance of a boat with an automobile platform, creating one of the most unusual vehicles ever featured on the show. Another project that attracted significant attention was Zephyr, where Ian combined classic styling with modern fabrication techniques. The series also showcased numerous hot rod strikes and one-of-a-kind custom builds created to meet individual client requests. Every vehicle reflected creative thinking rather than following conventional design standards. Unlike many well-known custom builders, Ian did not limit himself to restoring or upgrading original vehicles. He frequently transformed nearly every part of the structure, fabricated new chassis components, hand-shaped body panels, and combined unrelated parts to create something entirely different. That approach helped establish his reputation within the custom car community. The series also documented Ian working alongside several respected figures in the industry, including Victor, Cacho, Gene Winfield, and Johnny Jalopy. Each collaboration introduced new fabrication techniques and different perspectives on custom vehicle design. These projects also gave viewers a closer look at the craftsmanship and challenges behind every completed build. Ian Roussel's reputation extended far beyond television. Over the years, customers from different regions sought him out to commission custom vehicles. Some of his finished creations were shipped outside the United States, expanding his presence within the international custom car community. One detail that often surprised viewers was Ian's attitude toward the vehicles he built. He repeatedly explained that collecting cars was never his main passion. What fascinated him most was the process of shaping metal and solving technical challenges during fabrication. Once a project was complete, he usually sold the vehicle to make room for the next idea instead of keeping it as part of a personal collection. The success of the series also brought an increasingly demanding production schedule and higher expectations for every project. Those changes behind the cameras eventually led Ian Roussel toward a major decision that would take him away from the path that had made him a familiar face on television. Surprising decision. Filming often lasted around 13 hours each day. In addition to building vehicles, Ian had to coordinate with the camera crew, repeat scenes from multiple angles, and adjust his workflow to match the production schedule. Work that already demanded complete concentration also had to meet the requirements of television production. Working conditions at Desert Ranch added another layer of difficulty. The shop was located in the Mojave Desert, where temperatures regularly climbed during the hottest months. Most of the cutting, welding, and metal shaping took place in those harsh conditions, making every filming day physically demanding and time-consuming. The difference between real fabrication and the way it appeared on television also became increasingly apparent. A single custom build could require a great deal of time to complete, while only a small portion of that work appeared in each episode. Many important steps had to be condensed to fit the running time. Ian repeatedly explained that building cars in real life and producing a television series were two completely different jobs. Creativity often followed inspiration without a fixed schedule, while television production required everything to stay on a strict timeline. That difference gradually influenced the way he approached his work. As time went on, Ian realized he was spending more time meeting production demands than pursuing creative ideas on his own terms. His projects continued to reflect his signature style, though the process became increasingly shaped by filming schedules and broadcast deadlines. That realization prompted him to consider a different direction. Late in 2023, Ian Roussel decided to leave Full Custom Garage. It was a decision he made voluntarily after informing the production team in advance. There has never been any indication that he was fired, involved in disputes with the producers, or that the series ended because of conflicts between the parties. That decision did not mean Ian was leaving custom car building behind. Instead, he wanted to devote more time to projects that could develop at their own pace and follow his own creative vision, rather than the demands of a television production schedule. His goal was to regain the flexibility that had always been central to his work. Ian's final appearances on the series aired around January 2024. After that point, viewers no longer saw him in new episodes of Full Custom Garage. His departure unfolded quietly, without major publicity campaigns or attention-grabbing announcements. In reality, Ian had been preparing for this transition well in advance. Early in 2023, he launched his YouTube channel, Full Custom Ian. It began as a place to share videos about vehicle fabrication and everyday life in the shop, before gradually becoming the primary platform where he connected with his audience. Unlike television, YouTube allowed Ian to control his content video length and release schedule. He could document the entire fabrication process without shortening it to fit a broadcast time slot. Viewers were also able to follow every stage of each project in much greater detail. As Ian's career moved in a new direction, his life outside the workshop also reached several important milestones, including family moments and personal losses that remained with him for years. Behind the garage. One of the biggest turning points in Ian Roussel's life was his relationship with Jamie Roussel. The two met at Burning Man, the annual arts festival in Nevada's Black Rock Desert. What began as a chance meeting gradually grew into a lasting partnership in both life and work. In November 2019, Ian and Jamie were married in Mojave, California. The ceremony reflected their simple lifestyle rather than taking place at an elaborate venue. One detail that drew widespread attention was Ian's handmade wedding gift, a custom-built 1962 Volkswagen Dune buggy. The build was featured on full custom garage, allowing viewers to follow the project from the first idea to the finished vehicle. More than a personal gift. It perfectly reflected Ian's signature approach to handcrafted fabrication and became one of the series' most memorable builds. After their marriage, Jamie became increasingly involved in Ian's career. Before joining him full-time, she had worked as a hospice nurse and served in the U.S. military. Instead of building vehicles herself, she focused on filming video editing and content production. As Ian expanded onto YouTube, Jamie played a key role in maintaining the upload schedule and production quality. For many years, Desert Ranch in Mojave served as both their home and creative headquarters. It became a familiar location for full custom garage viewers, where many of Ian's best-known projects were built and filmed. Later, online videos also gave audiences a closer look at their daily life, showing Ian and Jamie managing the property together while developing new projects behind the scenes. Another familiar member of the workshop was Dude the dog, affectionately known as the Shop Inspector. He regularly appeared in full custom garage episodes and social media videos, becoming a favorite among longtime fans. In May 2022, Ian announced that Dude had passed away after battling cancer. He shared the news with a brief message thanking everyone who had supported the beloved Shop Inspector over the years. The announcement received an outpouring of sympathy from the custom car community and remained one of the most emotional moments for longtime viewers. After that loss, Ian and Jamie continued working at Desert Ranch while expanding their YouTube presence. Jamie remained in charge of content production, while Ian focused on new fabrication projects. Together, they steadily built an independent business outside traditional television. Not long afterward, Ian made another major decision by saying goodbye to Desert Ranch and preparing for the next chapter in a completely new workspace. Farewell to Desert Ranch. In September 2024, Ian officially announced the closure of Desert Ranch. The decision was revealed in a video titled "The End of an Era," marking the conclusion of his years at the property that had appeared throughout Full Custom Garage. The video quickly attracted attention from the custom car community and longtime viewers. In the announcement, Ian confirmed that Desert Ranch would no longer serve as his home or workshop. He did not disclose the specific reason behind the decision, nor did he mention any disputes or particular incidents. The message focused entirely on closing one chapter before beginning the next. After shutting down the property, Ian began moving all of his equipment, machinery, and ongoing projects to a new location. The relocation took considerable time because the shop housed numerous welding machines, metalworking equipment, and a large inventory of materials used for projects of varying sizes. By late 2024, Ian confirmed that he had moved his operations to Mojave Air and Spaceport. The new location remained in the Mojave area, though it offered significantly different working conditions compared with Desert Ranch. The shop was cleaner, more organized, and better suited for both content production and vehicle fabrication. The move did not interrupt activity on the Full Custom Ian channel. Ian continued uploading videos documenting the relocation, organizing equipment, and gradually bringing the new workshop into operation. Viewers were able to follow every step of the transition rather than seeing only the finished result. During this period, Ian continued working on his existing fabrication projects while regularly hosting live streams to update viewers on his progress. The new videos showed his focus on creating a more efficient working environment while preserving the handcrafted fabrication style that had established his reputation. Not long after settling into Mojave Air and Spaceport, Ian made another major decision. In March, he announced that he would relocate permanently to Arizona. The move involved more than changing workshop locations. Ian and Jamie also relocated their home. According to Ian, the new property is located in the Sonoran Desert. He explained that he had found a place offering the workspace he needed while also providing a comfortable long-term home. The move to Arizona also brought him closer to his family. During several live streams, Ian described the decision as a full-circle moment. In his words, it represented the beginning of a new chapter, following a series of major changes in both his work and personal life. The new workshop provided an environment where he could continue pursuing future projects under better conditions. Ian later hosted a live stream introducing the entire new workshop in Arizona. Viewers watched as he organized equipment, arranged fabrication areas, and outlined plans for upcoming builds. The video also showed that most of the machinery from California had already been transported to the new location. Relocating to Arizona represented far more than a change of address. After leaving television and closing Desert Ranch, Ian gained almost complete control over his work schedule. He no longer depended on the production timetable of a television series, and instead determined the pace of every project and every piece of content he chose to share. Alongside the fabrication work, Jamie continued supporting Ian by handling filming, editing, and content production. Together, they maintained an independent working model, centered on growing the YouTube channel, while regularly updating viewers on the progress of the new workshop and ongoing projects. At his new home in Arizona, Ian quickly began working on new builds, continuing to demonstrate that his creative journey was far from over. Creative freedom. After settling into Arizona, Ian Roussel quickly put his new workshop into operation and continued developing his personal projects. Instead of appearing on a television broadcast schedule, he chose to share his work through his YouTube channel, Full Custom Ian, which became his primary platform for showcasing projects and connecting with viewers. Today, Full Custom Ian has approximately 255,000 subscribers. Ian continues to upload videos and host regular live streams with activity documented through at least June 2026. The content focuses mainly on vehicle fabrication work inside the new shop and direct interaction with the custom car community. Free from the limitations of television episode lengths and production schedules, Ian can now document an entire build from the first concept and chassis fabrication to body shaping and final completion. This approach gives viewers a much more complete look at every step of the fabrication process. One of the standout projects in Arizona is a Volkswagen Beetle, inspired by the Porsche 917 and the classic Le Mans race cars. Rather than copying the original design, Ian uses the Beetle platform to create a completely new interpretation, blending classic styling with his signature handcrafted fabrication techniques. Throughout numerous videos, he continues to update viewers on the project's progress, from adjusting the body proportions and hand-forming metal panels to completing the structural framework. Most of the components are shaped by hand instead of using mass-produced parts, staying true to the craftsmanship that established Ian's reputation. Alongside the Beetle project, Ian is also developing the UFO Trike, a three-wheeled vehicle inspired by a flying saucer. The project features a distinctive rounded front end and a chassis designed to perform front-wheel lift maneuvers commonly known as wheelie popping. Every stage of testing and refinement is documented through videos and live streams. In addition to those major builds, Ian continues working on a variety of other custom vehicles, including customer commissions and personal concepts created to explore new fabrication techniques. As a result, the channel offers a wide range of content that reflects the daily rhythm inside his workshop. Ian's activities also extend beyond the shop. In 2025, he returned to Burning Man, the festival connected to several important milestones in his personal life and a continuing source of inspiration for many of his unconventional vehicle designs. During the same year, Ian appeared at the SEMA show with the return of the Metro van originally built during the first season of Full Custom Garage. The vehicle attracted significant attention from custom car enthusiasts and reminded many viewers of the projects that first introduced Ian to television audiences. During public appearances and live streams, Ian continues spending most of his time discussing fabrication techniques, technical challenges, and the solutions behind each stage of a build. Jamie remains responsible for filming, editing, and content production, allowing Ian to focus almost entirely on designing and building vehicles. Ian has repeatedly summed up his philosophy with one simple statement: car building is fun. Let's keep it that way. After leaving television, he chose a more flexible working environment where ideas could develop at their own creative pace, instead of following the demands of a broadcast schedule. Today, Ian Roussel continues to live and work in Arizona, expanding his workshop and pursuing new custom vehicle projects. His journey after full custom garage shows that he never walked away from vehicle fabrication or disappeared from public view. Instead, he chose a more independent path, one that allows him to control his creative process and share his work directly with the people who have followed him for years. If you'd like to discover more behind-the-scenes stories, fascinating public figures, and the latest updates that television never fully revealed, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications and leave a comment telling us which person you'd like us to feature in our next video.